Yo, 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 what's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée, and this is the come up. Man, we having a big day, a big week. Bitcoin hits $130,000. You know that means that calls for a celebration here. So while everybody is joining, we gotta play the classic music video with your boy Cassius Cuvée and Randy Hipper, Bitcoin Bestie, one time for the one time. While everybody joins, shout out to the chat. I see y'all. We're gonna come back to y'all. We gotta play this one time real quick.
Randy Hipper, Cassius Cuvée. I'm a Bitcoin bestie.
Just waking up from a nice dream. Bitcoin pumping on a live stream. Smile shine brighter than a high beam. Ever seen live trading on a widescreen? Bitcoin showing you the steps to own it. We got the alpha, I bet you want it. I'm having fun, send a lecture on it. Randy, put a little extra on it.
It's mutable and decentralized. No censorship or hard caps apply. It's open source and we classify the blockchain secure, and that's exactly why. It's hard money with a new plan. It bounced a lot like this new jam. If Bitcoin dipped, then we ain't gon' trip. I'ma be bullish on you, fam.
It's great for those who just DCA'd. If you stacking sats and you trying to save, some like to hodl, some like to trade. I'ma do both, just ride the wave. When price drop, don't get angry. Man, that's just how the game be. I seen worse, nothing really pains me. I'm a Bitcoin bull, can't change me.
It's the best assets since the old times, like the 1849 of gold mines. It's a gold rush happening in the old time. Every 4 years gonna blow minds. Let's see, investing. When Bitcoin met me, it blessed me. Positive is just how I live. All I gotta say is stay zesty.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You
Gotta love it.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it.
By now, you should know that it's here to stay. When inflation and fiat is running away. I've been here since back in the day when they said it would never hit 100K. You trust the banks? Well, I trust the code. Price predictions, I barely stress. Hit a mill in 5 years? Maybe less.
Maybe
when it
less.
does, you'll see it on the daily zest.
You should watch if you knew or a clever trader. She's too cool, you could never hate her. She gotta be the #1 educator. Could explain Bitcoin to a 7th grader. Gotta say what's up to the super chat. Special shout out to the last tipper. Bitcoin bestie, Randy Hipper. That shoe fit like a glass slipper.
This got my friends in a frenzy. We ain't even trying to be trendy. I'm a digital girl in a digital world. Out here repping it for Gen Z. We peer to peer cause the future's here. All grown up and permissionless. Now picture this, we're witnesses. By now you should know what the mission is.
Crypto winter is so frigid, it's no gimmick, but I'm cold with it. I've been in it since 4 digits. Price going up with no limits. I'm Cuvée like fine wine. Whenever I rhyme, come toast me. Grab the homie, raise a glass. One love to Satoshi.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. 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 I'm a Bitcoin bestie.
Shout out to the chat. We see Jesse in the house. First one here is Jesse. We got Kalichi in the house. Servanto. Steve Hickey. We doing big things. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée, and this is the come up. Bitcoin hits $125,000. It's good a day to celebrate as any, I suppose, right? Man, a shout out to all of the Bitcoin bulls out there. I've been saying it all cycle. This has been Bitcoin cycle, and it just keeps proving it, man. Remember, when there was the thought that we were going to have the flippening? Remember the flippening? How much is Bitcoin gone? Let me just do it from the daily real quick. How much has Bitcoin gone up compared to Ethereum? Bitcoin makes another all-time high. I circle these 3 all-time highs here. And where is Ethereum at? Lagging like a mug. ETH, where are you? I got ETH way down on my list. I don't even fuck with ETH. Here we go. ETH can't even, it's just, I think I can, but it can't. Bitcoin is king. It's proven it time and time again. And I was up last Saturday night. You guys know I watch the charts 24/7. It's a damn shame, as a matter of fact. But like, man, Bitcoin, it hit these two. I was on Breakout Prop. Oh, I was on Breakout. Man, I've been kind of going hard on Breakout Prop this last week. Here's the thing. I just came back from eye surgery, and I'm supposed to be resting my damn eyes. But really, all that happens is I can't work out and shit because I can't jostle around. And so, like, all it got me doing is staring at the charts. And man, I'm locked in on these charts because, you know, I can't really do a whole bunch of shit else. So I'm like, I'm looking at, you know, this movement here on the weekend. So here's the line. This line is the weekend line. It's the CME gap line. So you can kind of see when the weekend starts, like having this out of nowhere. Bitcoin hit. This is the 10-minute chart. Let me put it on the 1-minute chart, okay? Bitcoin pumped out of nowhere on the 1-minute chart. I was watching on Breakout Prop. I was like, what the hell? This is the 1-minute chart right here, okay? It just went straight up. Like, this is, what, 10 minutes or something. Like, hell, I was like, oh, shit. Then it did it again over here. I was watching this the whole entire time. Boom, shot up to the all-time high. And of course, I was shorting. But not Bitcoin. I wasn't shorting Bitcoin. But I had a plan, and I called it out all the way to the profit circle. So first of all, I got to say, not financial advice. Nothing I say on this show is financial advice. You can do your own research. I'm telling you how I'm trading, what I'm doing. I have my private group, the Profit Circle. Shout out to the Profit Circle. I talk about all my trades all the way through. You can get free access to the Profit Circle. The link is right here at the top of the description of this video. We discuss trades. You know, whatever trade you're in, go ahead and tell us about it. Maybe we'll give our opinions on it. If you have any questions on Breakout Prop or FIMEX, I'm there to help you, as well as other people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So, also, though, there is a paid section, which is where we get all of the, let me pull it up here, which is where we get all of the other stuff, like the analysis and stuff. So over here on the left-hand side, we got like the market analysis. So it's free to just jump right in the general chat. But just to keep it clean in here, because anybody can say anything in here, I have this, it's like a paywall. But here's the thing. You can get over here for free the market analysis and all the stuff we got going on over here, as well as our trade setups. So we have future trades, and we're going to get into a trade right here. And so, you know, it's not just me either, too. Shout out Blueberry. He's been killing it. So many future trades he drops in here. So appreciate him, man. Much love to Blueberry. Big time contributor here to the Profit Circle. And boy, he's a great trader, too. Let me tell you something. So you can get into this section over here. Everyone can see the wins. We've been winning. Except batting singles here, but they add up in Breakout Prop. See these singles? They add up in Breakout Prop, okay? They add up. Trust me. And you know what I mean? Some are bigger than others. But, like, some of these are, like, multiple times a day. You know what I mean? Take the green. And we're going to talk about that. Take the green. This is the wins channel. But yeah, the future trades, when we call out setups we see. I've got the market analysis where I'm in there a lot. I make videos in here, as well as, you know, different things we call out every day. I'm in here 7 days a week, y'all. So, you know, any questions or any trade ideas, feel free to jump into Profit Circle. To join it for free, all you have to do is create a FIMEX account with my referral code up here. So these are I'm official partners of Breakout Prop and FIMEX. I may earn a commission if you create an account with them. Basically, the way FIMEX works is you create an account for free, you deposit some money or whatever, but then you utilize this. You're going to have a user ID number. You go into the Discord, and on the Discord, there is a verify page. And on the verify page, you put in your user ID number, and then what happens is it'll automatically verify you. Then you go to the free trial, and you'll say sign up for Whopper 365 days for free. So you get 1 year for free if you use my FIMEX referral code, and that's how you get access to all the other channels over here. So doing that helps a lot to keep out any of the riffraff and stuff, but it's easy enough for anybody to join and become official wave maker for free. So I got to call that out because we in here I'm in here 7 days a week, and most of us are. I see a lot of people, Blockchain Cowboy, a lot of people in here a lot. So definitely feel free to join the Discord, because that's where in real time, you guys see me right before I go to bed, and as soon as I wake up in the morning, it'd be like 5 in the morning, I'm posting stuff in here. So we got a big show today, because where is price going? So there's a lot of skepticism, understandably so, when we hit an all-time high on a late Saturday night, right? We're on a late Saturday night. This happened at 21:51, you know, almost, you know, 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday. 10 o'clock Pacific time is, 1 a.m. Eastern time on a Saturday. So it's like, okay, how real is this pump, right? Well, for someone like me, I find a hard time trusting any of these pumps, especially late at night. You feel me? And we got some new people in the group here. What's up here? I'm in the chat. Ohan, how you doing, y'all? And so, yeah, I was shorting a lot of stuff, and you can see I put it in the wins channel here in Breakout Prop, and I had some high stop, limit buys, which I don't normally do. They're pretty high, but it was part of the strategy. And I do want to kind of go over Breakout Prop trading strategy, because the key to Breakout Prop is not getting stopped. I mean, breached, basically. Not losing, not getting breached, because you can only go negative 4% in a day. And so that's the main thing. Yes, we're winning, Ohan. We are winning. So basically, we don't want to, you want to make sure you mitigate your losses is the main thing. You will eventually catch one of these big moves in one direction. This is Bitcoin, right? It's going to be in one direction. You're going to catch one of these, or you're going to catch one of these. You see, both people got a chance to win. It's just whoever had their stop losses set didn't lose real bad. right? And that's why I always say learn and trade in both directions, because this is normal for crypto. These are big moves, and this is in a matter of hours. You know what I'm saying? And, I woke up this morning, Toncoin was eating. I made a list. That's the other thing in the profit circle, too. One more thing I want to show, because this is actually more important than I think people realize. I make a list of the most bullish tickers and the most bearish tickers, and I put those over here for the official wave makers to keep track of, because they change. They don't stay the same the whole time. And, so you can see here, like, relatively bearish is Toncoin right now, STX, and AVAX. And that's based off the move I saw this morning relative to how everything else was moving. So they're relatively bearish compared to themselves, but then that ratio compared to the ratio of the next coin. I'm going to show you what I mean. We do have a lot of stuff I want to go over today. First of all, I was 75% wrong. I need to call that out. I am on record to saying that I thought we were 75% chance that we were actually had already seen our all-time high, and I was wrong about that. I mean, honestly, Bitcoin is, I hate to even use Bitcoin as the judge, because I think Bitcoin is going to go up forever. But like, I thought maybe we'd seen the cycle top. And here's the real question is this right here. It's not even so much Bitcoin. It's more so total 3, I guess, right? It's altcoins, right? We all thought we were going to get rich off altcoins. They're going to 10 and 20x, and that shit hasn't really happened, all right? Really, most of altcoin season happened in November, December of last year. So total 3 is right here. Total 3 is, let me zoom out a little bit. Total 3 is all the coins besides Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins. And it's sitting right here, got rejected off all-time high. So this is just as much of a inflection point for crypto writ large as it is for Bitcoin, right? Barely kissing above these all-time high markers, but then getting rejected is not a great sign. And all of this, all roads lead to one thing. Monday morning, the NASDAQ. The most bullish rigged market of all times is the NASDAQ. This is one of the greatest runs, I'm not exaggerating here, one of the greatest runs in NASDAQ history. This run from down here, when you have the depths of April, from way down here, this is one of the steepest, fastest runs in NASDAQ history. I went back and looked. The only other one I can find quite similar is right after COVID, where we had a massive dip like this and straight back up again. And, in 2022, we saw what happened after that. So, how sustainable is this? I don't know. But if you notice, we had this little dip in the NASDAQ, and it was middle of the day on Friday, which was what was so crazy about it. And NASDAQ was up over 1% and dropped to minus 4%. It had a 5% intraday swing. That almost never, ever, ever happens. And that is something. It happened on a Friday, so it's hard. That's the one annoying part. When that happens, something like that happens on a Friday, it's like, well, shit, what is going to happen on Monday, right? Because this was the open. It dropped. Excuse me, that wasn't open. Here's Friday's open. Friday's open. Well, that was the open. Excuse me, that was open. Open, it dropped. That's right, because it started up. It opened at like all-time high, came back down again like this, and then reversed right here at 9 in the morning. That's unusual to come all the way down here and then end on a red. So Bitcoin was surging to all-time high and then got smacked in the face straight down when the NASDAQ fell. And that, to me, was kind of weird. And it's like, I don't think despite Bitcoin, they tanked the whole entire stock market. But it made Bitcoin kind of start off this weekend flat. And I hate trading on off of a flat. I want to see a move in one direction or the other. I want to see a trend before I either jump long or short or whatever I'm going to do. A lot of times it's a scam wick up and then it comes back down. But flat, it's like they always do something to try to stop everybody out in one direction and the other. 3 p.m. your time. Where are you, Jesse? 3 p.m. your time? Where are you located? It must be the East Coast, isn't it? Well, 3 p.m. Nah. Where you are? You're in Europe somewhere, England or something? If that was 9 a.m. our time. The Netherlands. Okay, yeah. You must be in Europe. All right, cool. So here we go. I got some things I wrote down here that I definitely want to go over because, first of all, like I said, I was 75% wrong because I said a 25% chance. But it's not like we've blown through this yet, you guys. It's the weekend. So the thumbnail was, will Bitcoin hit 130,000 this week? Well, it's possible. At this rate, ain't no telling, right? The collegians in the UK. Shout out to Europe in the house. Appreciate y'all joining the Profit Circle and to come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée on a Sunday fun day. But I just want to show you guys something here. Look at this freaking green over here. This is the daily on Bitcoin. That's a pretty strong freaking move. Now, the other thing that's a little bit scary on that is this tall-ass wick. And again, it's the weekend. And I talked about that. If you're following my market analysis all in for Friday and my predictions into this weekend, what might happen, I said this shit might happen anything can happen on the weekend. I said, we probably get a pump. I got to decide, I say, don't short, you got to be careful shorting. Of course I shorted. I couldn't help but short when I saw certain coins go up. But I said, if it breaks all-time high, you got to be careful shorting. Well, it only broke all-time high for, an hour or something, not that long. And so basically, yeah, I got into some shorts and some shit coins that I thought were bearish. And so, and they were. And I woke up this morning perfect. I took the green almost as soon as I woke up, The Edwin in the house. So basically, I was like, okay, we got to take the green. So Breakout Prop is where I was doing most of my trade. I have trades open in FIMX too. I do. They're all shorts. I'm going to tell you guys in a second why I short so damn much. They're all shorts. They're all green except for $4 on this one. But the reason why I short so much is because when shorting, there's advantages and disadvantages to shorting. But here's the thing. When you short, you get a target. And especially in crypto. Now, if this was stocks, let me tell you something. Stocks, I'd probably always be long. I'm going to keep it really. Stocks don't want to do nothing but go up, okay? Stock market only goes up. It's absolutely, this is absurd. It's just always up. But with crypto, so many things are basically pump and dump, and they go up and they come straight back down again. All I'm waiting to see is when the momentum is going to turn around. So my favorite shorts after this morning, right? And you can see, so far I'm being proven right here. Toncoin, AVAX, you see how much they've come back down, and STX are my 3 top shorts. I put them in the bearish ticker. Like if we're bearish, so what that means is this. If we have a bearish bias, like if you see a pump and you're like, okay, this feels fake for whatever reason, maybe you're looking at your momentum waves down here in Market Cypher B, whatever indicators you use, these are the tickers that are going to outperform to the downside. So I got them on my list over here, and I'm readjusting my list over here. I keep Bitcoin at the top, and then, whatever I'm thinking I'm going to do, I'm going to have those ones next. So the blue ones are my Breakout Prop ones, and the red are my FIMX ones, right? These ones are not in Breakout Prop. Breakout Prop has less coins than FIMX, right? So, but look at these 3. They were I could have kept these open this morning and they would have been good. But I had a big position in Moondeg. I could have kept this one open. But basically, I'm like, this one has been kind of bullish. You can see this uptrend. I thought it was going to roll over here, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to do one of these, like this one here. But it didn't. It stayed bullish. So I took the green. You know what I'm saying? I did some scalping on the way up. I did some scalping. I missed this one. This was Saturday. This was at midnight. Yeah, so Friday night. This one, I did some scalping on the way up. I fought it. I'll show you guys in Breakout Prop. But basically, I was like, it didn't come straight back down again. I'm like, I don't know. And so I took my profit. No big deal. I did pretty well. I got out about like here or something. And, I was happy with the win. A win's a win, especially in Breakout Prop, because you don't want to get breached. You just got to avoid losing. Peanut was another one I was in. I said, look, if you're going to short something, short the ticker that's based on a dead squirrel or a fake hippo, okay? Like, those are not going to take over a finance. I'm sorry. No offense to anybody, okay? But those are good shorts, okay? But not only that, they've been paying me. And they were my 2 best ones. And then just after this recent one, I'm over here looking at what is the new best shorts. And I'm looking at Toncoin. And see, the way I established this was here. Before this dump even happened, I was looking at it here. Like, look at this sideways action compared to like, well, even Moondeg was kind of going up, or Ethereum Classic was actually a good one. These I thought were all good ones. That's why I got them at the top of the list here. But some of these shot up more than others and then didn't come down as much. That's why I moved them down the list here. And like, if I'm going to short, I'm going to go these. Now, if I'm going to go long, okay, so now if you got a bullish bias, you're like, okay, this is just a dip. I thought we've been lately weekend after weekend after weekend. We've got the weekend pump and then dump, weekend pump and then dump, right? So this is actually par for the course. It's just like we happen to be at all-time highs, right? So I don't know if this is real or fake, because we've seen so many pump and dumps this weekend, this whole season, right? Oh, and by the way, shout out to everybody who's been rocking with me in the beginning. This is the 50th. This is my 50th live stream ever in my life. I didn't used to live stream, so this is my 50th live stream ever. I was doing it daily for a little while. Now we're doing weekly with the Come Up with Cassius Cuvée. So appreciate everybody who's been rocking with me. If you've been here since the beginning, rocking with Cassius Cuvée, say something in the chat. Let me know who my day ones are. If you've been in the Profit Circle since the beginning, say something in the chat, because I want to give a shout out to everybody, man, who's been supporting and rocking with me every step of the way. I hope you're learning something. I want to make sure we all make money, man. This is the thing. I'm going to always keep it real with you. I'm not one of those influencers who's going to come out here and say some shit that's just going to like pump the latest shit coin. I keep it real with y'all, right? Aster is another one. We just called it out. Blueberry just called it out right before I came on the show. He's like, CZ's dumping it. CZ's tanking a rug and Aster. And I said, you guys, I give it about a week. And I was right. It was the new hotness for a week. and after that it peaked, you know what I mean, and it started dumping, you know. So yeah, Jesse, you close enough to the beginning, Jesse. Appreciate you, man. So, but like, this is how crypto works, y'all, and I'm gonna always keep it real with you on that. Most stuff ain't going up forever. Some are though, right? So here are the ones that are going up forever. Let me pull them up here. So so obviously Bitcoin, right? Let's do a little weekly chart real quick, and we can see. You can see for yourself. I got a lot on this Bitcoin chart. We'll do this Bitcoin chart, okay? Bitcoin, obviously, right? But here's some of the other ones. Some of these all right, but let me show you the real dogs from last cycle. Tron. This is Tron. TRX is Tron. And if you guys don't know Tron, right, it's probably bigger in Asia. People actually transact on this. So there was only 8 tickers, only 8 that outperformed Bitcoin from last cycle. So all the shit that outperformed and pumped elements, those are all from like this cycle. But from old coin, dino coins, if you want to call them, there's only 8 that outperformed Bitcoin. Tron was one of them. BNB was another one. Look at this. BNB is just... So if you want to go long, if these are your bullish, if you have a bullish thesis, bullish bias, these are the ones you want to go. I'm going to put on the daily. We're going on the daily here. Right? This is BNB. Come on, man. BNB is bullish. Aster is not BNB. All right? I got to tell you guys that. Tron has been bullish. What were the other ones? Solana outperformed it, even though Solana is a scam coin. I got to show this, you guys. Solana is not one you want to hold long term, and trust me, the people who run all the Solana rug pulls, they know that too. I'm going to show you something here. Solana's market cap is almost, if you go all the way back to the beginning, is almost double of Solana's price. So what that means is you don't want to hold Solana long term, okay? Because when the bear market comes, even if the market cap comes back in the next cycle, the price ain't going to perform, okay? But that being said, Solana was one of the ones that outperformed Bitcoin. I don't know if it is to date, but like when that first pump happened and everything went to all-time highs after the election last year, Solana was one of them. XRP was another one. I got to go all the way back. We'd have to go back way too far for this one. XRP's been out for a long time, but yeah, same deal. Well, that's just since this has been counting. This is 23, so that's not a fair assessment of market cap. But basically, you guys, you got to know. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Solana's market cap anyways. That's not XRP's market cap. So basically, though, there's certain things like I know enough about crypto to know you can't hold them forever. It's not going to be good for you. So that's part of the reason why I'm a trader. You got to learn to trade in both directions, all right? So let me see. Oh, and a quick shout out. I almost forgot this. I want to say this at the beginning. The Breakout Prop winners. So we had the giveaway. It ended last week. All of the winners, congratulations. Breakout Prop did a partnership with your boy Cassius Cuvée right here. Yours truly. Anybody who used my discount code to create an account got entered into the contest. And so we sent emails out, or I sent the emails out. They gave me the names, and I sent out the emails to all the winners. I can't disclose who they are. If you were one of the winners and for some reason you didn't get your evaluation, let me know. You can reply to the email. But also, they should be coming. If you currently have an eval open, you're not allowed to have 2 evals open at once on Breakout Prop. So when either you pass that eval or you get briefed, then you'll get a free $10,000 evaluation coming your way. So there was 5 winners. So congratulations to all the winners for Breakout Prop with Cassius Cuvée Breakout Prop evaluation giveaway. So anyways, I gotta give those guys a shout out because those are the real ones who've been working here. All right, Servanto, right on, man. So let's see here. Back to TradingView real quick. I got a list of stuff I want to go over. I don't want to miss nothing, all right? Here we go. All right. Let's see. So last night, my hunch was right, where we might get a quick-ass fake pump, and that was how I won my trades, okay? Now, it was risky because the rules of trading say don't short an all-time high, okay? And granted, I wasn't planning on, betting the farm on shorting Bitcoin, but I saw the lagging, these coins over here, these ones, 1 hour, these ones that have been down so much here, and I was like, okay, I had a couple lines here. This is the line, you know what I'm saying? Hit this line, boom, 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 come back down again, So I did well by picking good tickers. I'm going to say that, all right? Because these are the ones, and I was in a lot. So let me pull this up real quick here. Give me a second. I'm opening Breakout Prop here. Breakout Prop, I got to tell you, sometimes you got to refresh it, and you want to do that to keep it sharp. It starts lagging, and it'll mostly start lagging also if you have a lot of charts open. Oh, let me pull up the breakout prop chart. I got to tell you about that. So breakout prop will lag if you have a lot of charts. So let's see how we can open another chart. You know, I'm in 6, 7, 8 tickers, which is too many tickers. But this will start lagging if you have a bunch of these open, okay? So Moondeg was the one I had my biggest position in. Toncoin was here. So you can see I got out this morning here. And for like an hour or two, I was right. You know what I'm saying? Or 3. Let's see, I got out at like 5 in the morning. So about 5 hours, I was right. It decided to go down. But I'm like, better safe than sorry. I'm watching Bitcoin not exactly tank. Give me my money. You know what I'm saying? I'm a short-term trader. You know? Why gamble once you caught the big move? Look at this. I entered here and got it all the way down out here. Why are we taking any chances, right? And the main one was Moondeg, because this one I had the most money on. So I was like, I'm not going to risk giving back. So I was up like, I don't know, $1,300 or something. And first I was up like 1,000 or something when I first, opened up my eyes. And then I saw how quick I moved to 1,300 because we caught like, where is it? We caught like this move down from here to here or something like that, right? And I was like, I was looking at this double bottom kind of going up like this. I'm like, man, I'm looking at Market Cipher B, of course. Market Cipher B, of course, down here. Let me put that on I'm looking at the 5-minute, 10-minute. And I'm like, you guys, like, if it looks like momentum is starting to go against you, don't fight it. Don't fight the 10-minute dots, So I got out, and I was right for a while, you know what I mean? Until it finally rolled over again, and I could have, whatever, I would have made another, I don't know, a few $100 or something, maybe more than that actually. But I wasn't trying to gamble on that. I'm getting ready for the show. I had to go grocery shopping and shit like that. And I don't highly suggest walking away from the computer on breakout prop. I mean, I could have set stop losses, sure, but I want to trade the momentum. I cannot stress this enough. Listen, all markets move on momentum, which is why I love Market Cipher B. Market Cipher B is down here. This is the 5 minutes, right? This is showing me, you see right here, this green dot means price is going up right here. Let me draw a line, right? This green dot was the bottom. This is the 5-minute chart, price going up. When it peaked here, you got a red dot. Price went down a little bit, came back, green dot. It's pretty straightforward. Rob C, what's going on? FD White in the house, what's going on, y'all? So we were just talking about breakout prop and momentum waves on Market Cipher and the wins I closed out this morning. And so, like, I'm not necessarily, I can do the TA on the lines here and all that shit. That's great and all. But to me, this is the cake and this is the frosting. I'm not going to eat a cake with just frosting. I got to have the cake, man. I got to see the momentum waves and, and everything down here on the oscillator first. And then I can draw some targets up here. And if I'm scalping, I don't even have time to trade up here. I'm looking at the 1-minute chart on breakout prop. This is how I am, right? I got them both open, right? So I'm looking at the 1-minute chart on breakout prop, and I'm looking at like the 10-minute and below down here. But first, I want the larger trend. I want to make sure that hourly's got my back. So like here's Toncoin, right? Up here, you can see, it's coming down. So now what happens is I'm zooming into the 10-minute, and I'm going to sell. I was asleep most of the time, but when I woke up in the morning, I'm going to sell. We saw this. I'm glad I got out, right? I got out like 5. I got out like here. You know what I mean? So for another 5 hours, I was correct. Did I know this was going to happen? Not for sure. So I got out, but also had shit I had to do. I made the move. I made the big move. So you don't got to go for the home run. Because here's the thing. If we've been going for the home run this whole time, we would have been losing. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have, unless you bought all the way down here and just rode it up for days. Like if you're scalping or zooming in like that, like you would have got stopped out. Look at these kind of wicks right here. They're designed to stop you out. You know what I mean? To stop everybody out in both directions. Same here, right? Somebody bought here and then thought I was going to the moon. They bought up here, boom, stopped out again, right? So in breakout prop especially, I got the $100,000 account. I highly recommend the $100,000 account because what happens is this. I'm just telling you realistically, this is what happens. People buy the 10,000 or the small ones or whatever, but then they're not making no real money. So then what ends up happening is you start putting a bigger position on it than what's safe. It just happens. It's natural. You're like, man, I made $20. I want that to be $200. So you go 10 times as big. But what ends up happening is now that's such a larger percentage of your whole entire bankroll, one false move and boom, you're breached. And so I say, just get the 100 grand and then you can still do that same size position. And then when you feel like going bigger, it doesn't kill you. You get what I'm saying? So also, so on that note too, I have another video that I made over here on YouTube. It's called Avoid Getting Breached in Breakout Prop on Day One, basically. Best stop loss strategy. It's very general. It's not even my best video. I kind of just winged it real quick, but I got so tired of folks, getting stopped on day one and like I got stopped out again. I was like, you just bought an eval. You're going too big is the reason. So it's not really a trading strategy. It's more of a mathematical breakdown for bankroll management, where it's like, look, let's say you want to go kind of big when you got a $100,000 account. Because you can only lose $4,000 in one day is what that means, and it's $6,000 overall. Don't lose more than $3,000 on the first day. That's what that means. So this video kind of breaks it down. So it's like if I have, so you basically can have your stop losses on the first day equaling up to $3,000, and then the second day another $3,000. So that would be 6 trades, right? You would have to lose 6 out of 6 trades in order for you to get breached, is what that means. If you lose 6 out of 6 trades, you probably got to go back to the drawing board on your trading strategy. Seriously. Or you could cut that in half, right? Where you lose $500 6 times on day one and then 6 times on day 2. That's 12 trades. And that way you would only, if you lost 12 trades in a row, you really got to go back to the drawing board. You get what I'm saying? So that is just to make sure you don't get breached on day one, because it's not really like you're wasting money if you get breached when you only lost it in the one day. Like, at least if you get breached, make it be the 6,000, not the 4,000 in one day. Because here's the thing. You could be up $9,900, but then you lose 4,000 that day and you're breached, even though you were already up another, you still got another $5,000-6,000. You're like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? I still got $5,000 to go. Why am I getting, breached when I'm up $6,000? Well, that's because you lost it all in one day. So that's why my main thing is always setting your stop losses and bankroll management and adding them up, right? I was in too many trades last night, right? I mean, thankfully I won them all, but like, I don't know. I was in a lot of tickers and it was too many tickers. You get what I'm saying? And so basically but I did all the math to say, okay, I'm going to lose. If I lose, it's $200 on this one. It's $200 on this one. It's $400 on this one, but this is the big one. You get what I'm saying? Like, I've done all the math that says, okay, my worst case, and I called it out in the profit circle too, in my private group. I called it out. I said, worst case scenario, I lose $1,000 if I'm wrong about these trades. This is before the pump, right? This is like Friday night, I guess, or no, Saturday. I can't remember when I first called it out. But I said, look, if I'm wrong, I got to take it on the chin. I lose $1,000, right? I'm already up, I'll take it on the chin. And so, I wasn't wrong. Actually, that first one lost, and then the rest, all the rest won. That was nice. Man, I've been hitting on Breakout Prop lately. And so the main thing is always bankroll management. That's the main thing. And you just got to keep doing it. But that video I have on YouTube just kind of breaks down some of the math on it. Just a simple bankroll management strategy. It's not like a financial advice. I do have other videos. I made a video more recently that talks about some tips. I actually do want to show you guys a piece of it, because this is actually helpful. This one here is called let me show. These are 3 tips to help you pass the breakout prop. This one is more about strategy and how to pass the breakout prop eval. In a nutshell, I spent half the video just talking about learn the damn rules. Okay, because some of the stuff I was explaining to you, it really is just learning the rules. And I know they're simple once you learn them, but when you first you gotta hear them first, and then you gotta get hands on, and then you realize, oh, okay. So, because 4,000, here's another thing: 4,000 a day is based on their clock that they have on your dashboard. So this is not the dashboard. This is the trading terminal, the thing you see here. So this trading terminal will not show you the clock. It's in your dashboard that has all your information and everything. That there's a clock that tells you when the 24 hours is up. All right. So that's the one that's going to tell you. So here's the thing: if you get down $3,999 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Don't trade anymore that day. Or even if you get down a few grand, we'll call it, in one day. Don't trade anymore that day. And when I say that day, wait for that clock to reset, because it's like 2 p.m. my time is when a new day starts, right? It's like UTC time or whatever, right? It got thrown off because of daylight saving time or whatever. But it's like 2 o'clock my time is when my day starts. And it'll say it on there for your time zone. And you need that, because if you're down already 3,000 for the day, you don't want to risk taking a trade that gets you breached. Just sit on your hands, especially if you're like an hour away or some shit. Go have lunch. Then you come back, boom, and they show you the amount of money you can go down to, right? You might say, you'd have been breached at, 102,000, but now, boom, now you're down. Now you got till 98,000. You got another $4,000 basically. So that is definitely important. All right, because I know a lot of people in here trade on breakout props. So I gotta stress that. And this video will show you some of the this video will show you some of the tricks to pass that I've used that I find helpful. All right, so let's see what else I got on the agenda today, real quick. I want to make sure I don't miss nothing, and then we'll get on these charts here. Maybe we'll do some trading here. Let's see. All right. Oh, everybody, vote in the poll, super chats, and all that stuff if you want to see me freestyle and whatnot too, man. But let's see. So do you draw? Okay. Do you withdraw all your pros or leave some cushion? Oh, profits. I suggest withdraw it. I have one account where I don't, but I suggest you do because I think that's how I should do it on all exchanges, to be honest with you, man. This is crypto, man. Get your money off. Also, though, because of that same thing I just said about the minus 4,000, right? Let's say once you pass, if you're up 10,000, you don't want to lose 4,000 a day, and then you lose $6,000 that you would have been able to withdraw. So just withdraw the money. You know, that's fine. That's totally fine. I mean, unless you're trying to have, technically, let's say you got up to 150,000, you would actually have a $150,000 bankroll to trade with, and you get a little more cushion because of the fact that I guess it's minus 4%, not 4,000. But still, I just take your money. I always say get your money off a prop firm. Get it while they're paying. Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Come on, everybody, make sure. I would like. Oh yeah, appreciate it too, Jesse. If everybody can like the stream, I always forget to say that. Like the stream and share it and all that stuff too. I appreciate you guys. I just jumped right in and tried to give you all the game here. Okay, we got a couple more things I definitely want to look at. So total 3, we looked at that. They're looking to break all-time highs. This is obviously this is like the kind of like the total crypto market. I don't like this rejection, y'all. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's a bad sign. We keep getting rejected at support. Now, I will say this: the more times you hit it, the more likely it'll eventually go through. And I will say this, I've said it many times on Twitter. Momentum is greater than support and resistance. Meaning like, so Momo, you know, like I can't even spell Momo, is greater than support and resistance, okay? And I say that because support and resistance looks good until it ain't good no more. And if you think this momentum is up, then eventually this will bust straight through, right? Support and resistance is great until it ain't. Momo is going to win the day. And thankfully, we have this to show us. So this is what it means, right? So this is, I don't like doing TA on tickers that actually can't be traded, by the way. I have a whole thesis on this because the reason markets move is because people buy and sell. That's it. Fundamentals are the reason they make up for why they would press the buy button. But the reason the rubber hits the road is because someone pressed buy. And so I don't like doing TA on things that aren't a real ticker because this is like an average of a whole bunch of other tickers. Same with Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin itself is something that people buy and sell. So right now the momentum is bullish on the daily. Now we had a red dot here on the 12-hour, which is why, and I told the profit group, I told Blueberry, I was like, I can't be bullish when I'm sitting here looking at a deep 12-hour dot like that. However, as you saw, that shit turned quickly green. But here we are just as quickly back red again. And I cannot ignore certain things like the monthly red dot. Now, this takes so long to roll over. Like, I don't know how high Bitcoin would have to go this month for this to get a green dot on the monthly. It would have to go pretty high. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Zcash. Oh, and yes, I was trading Z. We had a whole conversation. Zcash is on my list to talk about today. We are going to look at Zcash real quick because my homegirl Cassie, shout out Cassie, she jumped in the group yesterday in the general chat because I said, why the hell is Zcash? Matter of fact, let me pull that up right now. I said, why the hell is Zcash pumping so much? Because I'm shorting the shit. Anything that pumps this much. Zcash, this is the monthly on Zcash, okay? This shit ain't been this big since 2022. 3 years? You know what I'm saying? It's like, have you seen the state of the world and everything and all? And I'm like, yeah, but that's not giving me the answer to my question as to how come, like, that's not news. You know, whatever you think about what's going on in the world, that's not news. What the hell is going on that makes Zcash go up? And so this is the trick. I was out and about at the time, so I couldn't look. Right down here, if you guys didn't know this, there's a little tip for you. Right down here on TradingView, you can click this and it tells you the news of whatever that ticker is. Some news is real old. If it's some shit coin that ain't got no news, it might be months old. But this is actually legit. Take a look at this news here, and I could see it. It was a Zcash had a trust, a Zcash trust, like a week ago. You can go back to more events down here. They're going to show you. And so there was like a Zcash trust. What's driving the rally? And over here, you see there was a Zcash trust, Ethereum Foundation formalized leadership. There was some fucking trust. Hold on. Let's see. It said it on here somewhere, and I highlighted it. Basically, that was the news, and that was when it started. You could see the date and when it started pumping about 1 week ago. So that makes sense. There was ticker specific news. And the reason why I wanted to bring that up is like this, guys. Look, I look at a lot of price action. When I ask, was there news or did something happen? It's always because something did. Unless the rest of the market is pumping too, you got to understand, I do nothing but stare at these charts all freaking day. So for me, when I see anomalies, like it's a legit anomaly for that ticker. This is not a normal move for Zcash. Okay. And then right. Clearly there was news. I do this shit. All right. I do this shit. It's not like I'm trying to be right or wrong. I don't know what the news was. I knew there had to be something, and that's what's driving this. Now, how long will this go? Well, let's try the 7-day rule. Okay. Crypto gets hot for like 7 days, and then people run to the next narrative. I have a. There's this thing I say is everyone's looking for the new booty. And guess what? Everyone chases the new booty. As soon as this booty is done, they chase the new booty. And what happens is the people who fall in love with the new booty, a newer booty comes along, and then they get their heart broken. Okay? Because the new booty is no longer the new booty. It drops, and then whoever was foolish enough to stay in it gets their heart broken. All right? Can we draw a broken heart? I'm the worst artist ever, but hey, look at that, a broken heart. All right? So don't fall in love with your bags. Don't fall in love with the new booty. This is a trade, bro. It's crypto. Unless it's Bitcoin, I don't know, man. Unless it's one of those ones we looked at earlier, BNB or Trump, I don't know, man. You might get your heart broke, all right? So be careful chasing the new booty. That's all I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's for the streets. We're going to see if Zcash, this time, I swear the pump will last, right? This time, I swear. It's going to go up and never come back down again, ever. Come on, man. I got to see it to believe it. That's all I'm saying. Until this chart looks like this chart, you know what I mean? Until it looks like Bitcoin's chart, I don't know, cuz. You know what I mean? Like I got to see it to believe it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I will short the hell out of it, too. I don't have a problem. Because I've been holding Zcash since 2021. I got out of it a while back. I don't know when. I sure as hell didn't take advantage of this trade. But that's the thing. You marry these bags, and I'm holding Zcash for 3 years. It forced me for. I would have had to hold Zcash for 3 freaking years just to get halfway back up to probably wherever the hell I bought it at in 2021. You know what I'm saying? Was it worth it to hold it for all these years? No, hell no. I understand the concept of it. Privacy coins, it's actually semi-private. Monero is more private than Zcash. Monero had some bad news. there was some kind of hack or something that happened like just last month. Let's see what Monero XRM. What the hell is Monero? What's Monero's ticker? Somebody help me out here. It's how does XMR? Can't type it in here. Monero had something happen where their price tanked. XMR, it is XMR. That's what I thought. Oh, it's not on Fimex. That must be why. Privacy coins are not always on everything. That's why. Okay. So let's see Monero real quick. Monero had something happen to it, and there was like oh, it was already on my list. All right, so it had this dip. One of these dips. This is the daily. I think it was here, September. Yeah, or maybe it was here. I don't know. It had some dip. Some kind of bad news happened. See, the reason why I don't trade the privacy coins either is because they kind of dance to their own tune. And what I mean by that is most of crypto is following, I say Bitcoin's like the sun, Ethereum's Jupiter, and all the rest are like planets and comets and shit. You know what I mean? Like the direction that the sun is going around the solar system in the market, the financial markets, most of these are going to follow, right? You're not going to see Bitcoin take a massive drop and then your favorite altcoin go to the moon, right? If it does, it's just a comet flying through and it'll be out just as fast as it came in, right? So, you know, most of crypto follows what Bitcoin does. But every once in a while, some of the long-term coins kind of dance to their own tune. Monero's one of those ones. I, generally speaking, stay away from them because it's harder for me to get a read on them. I could just do their own TA. But what I like is a more stable, like you call it the index or whatever, it'd be like Bitcoin. And then I'm looking for the divergences, or the coin that usually is bearish decide to get bullish for a day, and then I'll short it. You know what I mean? And that's where we're coming to the Wile E. Coyote and stuff like this, you know? Something gets over its skis, you feel me? And so what I'm looking for is anomalies. Whereas so Monero, because it dances to his own tune, I kind of can't get a read on it. You feel me? So that's why I don't trade Monero. Let me pull it back up here. Oop, where are we at? Here. That's why I don't trade it, which is why I hadn't been following it so closely. Same with Zcash. Pax G follows gold. If you guys have Pax, I did have Pax G. I sold that a while back. I should have hung on to that one. But basically, and then you got the new booties. Here we go. So this was virtuals, right? This was the new booty. Remember, they gave us a second run here, and it lost in. This was a good little run for it. I was shorting the hell out of it, but I was trying to short. I finally caught it, made some money. I'm never trading this thing again. I thought maybe it'd go to the moon, but it didn't. And this was, the AI play. And I'm telling you, that's just how it is in crypto, man. You just can't fall in love with any of this shit. And that's the reason I end up always shorting more, because I'm like, I'm going to just wait till the hype dies down. And we have momentum indicators down here in Market Cipher B. And I'm going to just short the hell. I'm going to giga short some of these. I've giga shorted some of these for a hell long on my other account in Fimex, my original account before I was live streaming. Let's see. Can we get join the Market Cipher instrumental in the background? You don't like the Bitcoin Bestie instrumental? He's like, I want that join the Market Cipher. All right. I take requests. I do take requests. Those instrumentals bang right. Man, just waking up from a nice dream. Bitcoin pumping on a live stream. Smile shine brighter than a high beam. Ever seen live trading on a widescreen? Man, hit $1 million in 5 years, maybe less. When it does, you'll see it on the Daily Zest. That man. Shout out Randy Hipper, Miss Teen Crypto. She showed up for that video. I swear to God, you guys don't know how much I love art. I think about this shit all the time. So shout out Randy. It turned out exactly how I wanted it to. Because you guys, I didn't know. I never seen her in a music video before. She killed it. She was perfect. And we played off each other well and shit. So, man, it's a great day to bump the Bitcoin Bestie. You know what I'm saying? But, man, he likes that market site. Join the Market Cipher. Now, that was a lyrical. I was on that one. You guys should know by now I can do any style when it comes to rap. I'm doing it a lot longer than trading. All right? I can do any style when it comes to rap. All right, you want to hear that Market Cipher? Join the Market Cipher. Where's that instrumental at? I got it on my list here. Man, I got a lot of bangers on this motherfucker. Here we go.
Unique.
Join the Market Cipher. I don't know if I would rap on beat if I rap. That's the only reason I don't like rapping live on here, because I think it's slightly off what I hear from what y'all hear, and then it kind of fucks it up. Momo diving into FOMO, living in the future like a 3044 flow. Didn't really like a play slow-mo. Ride a blue wave and go broke like a hobo. Be a big dog, not a small-time guy like a bonsai. Why? I'm gonna call my guy. Hit crypto face, get him on my side when I seen Bitcoin hit an all-time high. Join the Market Cipher. This shit bangs. This shit don't never get old. All right, on Jesse. Put the link to subscribe to Randy Hipper. Yeah, put the Jesse, do me a favor. Put the link to the Bitcoin Bestie video, and then put the link to this video. I know everybody who joined this live stream early, I had this video playing, but that was one of my favorite AI videos I ever made, was that one. Yeah, if you put those links to those music videos, that'd be dope. All right, let me see what else we got in here. We did the Zcash, so I'm glad you brought that up because it's on my list, actually. All right, well, I'm almost done on the list. We can jump into some tickers if you guys want to look at some tickers. Oh, yep, and again, Momo proved to be stronger than support and resistance. Bitcoin busted right. So I did want to show that. So Bitcoin has strong resistance here. Let me pull this back up. Bitcoin has strong resistance. I posted this as a joke in my, as a joke, my thing is like, you can tell I know exactly what I'm doing when you look at this chart. He must be a genius. No, it's because I'm short-term trading, so like this, you don't even see this shit when you zoom all the way in. Jade one time was on here, and shout out Jade if she's listening. She texted me right before this. I'm gonna see her in Miami coming up. I got an idea we do with her. She coaches beauty pageant winners and stuff, and she's like, "Where are all those lines on your chart?" I gotta teach her some TA. I'm like, this is what we do to make us feel like we're smart. Really, all the stuff is down here, to be honest with you. This is just for the fun of it. But support resistance is a real thing. And again, I want to bring up why support resistance is a real thing. Let me turn down the volume a little bit. The reason support and resistance is a real thing is because of buyers and sellers. It's not just some random line on a screen because the candle said so. There were literally buyers and sellers at a certain point that like money was changing hands right here. There's a lot going on right here. And then you got to see who won that spot. So then what happens is price tends to revisit those levels because either somebody lost some money at that level or they won some money at that level and they're like round tripping it. And they're like, oh, I want to get my money back. And they want to get out. And then there's a lot of interchanging happening at that level again. So that's why support and resistance like is a thing. It's like an actual real life thing, not just a arbitrary tarot card reading on a chart, you know? So that's why I can't stress it enough. People trying to do TA on Bitcoin dominance and shit, it's laughable to me. Or people trying to do TA on a leveraged ETF. It's like, what are you doing? You would have to do it on the underlying ticker. The leveraged ETFs decay over time. So like, I don't really know what to tell you guys. I'm not trying to poo-poo no one else's TA, but some of these people are talking right out of their fucking assholes, man. This shit's not real. So you got to TA on something that can be purchased, bought and sold. That's going to show you buyer and seller support. So on Bitcoin, we definitely had this white line here is the buying and selling. The colored lines are just my prices when I bought and sold, entered and averaged and stuff like that. It took profit. So those are not support and resistance. The white lines I use for support and resistance. This was definitely support and resistance, especially when you can kind of see it better. And it did a little bit here, right? It broke through it, revisited here a little bit, but mostly Momo just busted through this. You see this Momo down here in this 8 hour, just boom. Momo is stronger than support and resistance. Here, clearly you can see it was bouncing around that price. And, you know, it could be a range, right? It could be a range. You could say, okay, well, support and resistance is not one exact line. You could say it was the rectangle. Get the little rectangle range, you know, where you could be like, oops, come on, bang. You could be like, not cooperating today. Move them over here, buddy. You could be like, this is a support resistance range or something like that if you want to. I do like to use more of the lines in the range, but I understand why people use ranges. But the point is, this said, fuck all that. And it just shot straight up. I always will say Momo is stronger than support and resistance. I'm always going to say that. So, you know, ride the momentum. And I'm looking over here. Here's the thing. But right now, a lot of downward momentum. So here's the thing. Bitcoin is still holding up pretty strong. But I'm glancing. You guys can't see it off screen over here on Breakout Prop. And I'm looking at Moondeg. I should have stayed in it this morning. But listen, this happens. You know what I mean? I'm not going to kick myself. But like, what did I get out? I got out like here or something. And again, I was right for 5 hours and then decided to go straight down again. I would have made a lot more money. But it happens. You know what I'm saying? And so let's look at it on TradingView real quick. See it better here. Moondeg. Because it's one of my favorite shorts. You know what I mean? It gives, but here's the thing. It gives you a lot of volatility. There's not that many shit coins on Breakout Prop that give you the hella big volatility for just a little amount of money. When I trade this, I'm using like $8,000 worth of my 100 grand. I'm not even using, as a matter of fact, you can only use, let me show you something. You can only use so much. Some of the real shitty coins, like you can't even, like if we try to add a zero to this, if we try to go too big, like 81,000 to say volume should be less or equal to 150,000. So 150,000 of these is only 12 grand. Okay. Now I'm not going to press it right now because I'd be chasing right now. I'm not going to chase, but you can do it twice though. And that's where I have sometimes. So like 12 grand. So 150,000 of these is about 12 grand. But to me, 12 grand worth of this ticker is enough. That's my strat. I don't like using the whole 100 grand. So the other reason I took profit real quick this morning is I had about $53,000 worth of my bankroll on. That's higher than I like. That I'm comfortable with usually. Because like I said, I could see a $300 swing happen so fast, minutes, you know, and I'm like, give me my money. I'm on the good side of this swing. And I caught the good side. As soon as it started to go up, I gave back like $50. I was like, give me my money. You know what I'm saying? And so like a ticker like this, 12 grand, it goes a long way. If this was on, I don't know, BNB or something that don't really move that much, this wouldn't really do. 12 grand is not nearly as much. Some of these tickers move 5 times as fast as the bigger tickers. So you want to be cognizant of that. But again, if you want to go bigger, you could do 150,000 twice. I mean, I've done it. I think I did it right here. I think these are both 150. Yeah, these are two of them were 150K at the same time, right? So I had $24,000 worth of Moondeg on something. That's why I made a couple big plays here. You know what I'm saying? A couple big wins. But I wasn't in them that long. I don't know where it says entry, but I wasn't in them that long. So yeah, I mean, you can use your bankroll. And there's always another trade. So here's the thing, you guys. This is real. when it comes to trading, we always feel mad that we missed one, right? We're like, damn, I freaking missed it. Man, that was my lotto ticket or whatever the case may be. But trust me, you will be more mad if you lose your money because you went too big on a play that went against you. If you miss a play, you still live to trade another day. And there's always another opportunity. Always. But if you lose and get kicked out of the game, you're like, oh, man. And that's one reason why I do like breakout prop. If you get breached, it sucks. But at least it's the only thing you lost of real money was the money you put in. Oh, this would be a good time for me to tell you. You get a discount if you use my referral code, GMMNX5. I get a small commission, but you save money. So I appreciate you. It helps the channel. And basically, what was the second link, Jesse? Oh, I said just music video, Market Cypher. This song in the background. Join the Market Cypher. I was saying you could put that on here for anybody who wants to see the music video. But, and breakoutprop.com is the website for this. You don't need to put that in. I think people figured that one out. But, yeah, the main thing is live to fight another day. All right. I'd rather be cautious. I remember when Flopping Groper called me, he was like, Cassius Cuvée. I said, I'll take it. Because anytime I'm not, like, you get mad, like, damn it, I should have stayed in that shit. Like this morning, I was like, this is going to be my Giga short, and I was going to make hella money. But it's like, bruh, give me the green, man. And this is the other thing, too. Have a broader trading strat. Like, I know some people, they have, here's my setup. It's a 3-to-1 ratio. And if I win or lose, or whatever happens, I'll start over again. And that's fine. That's fine. You're playing the numbers here. But that's not how I trade. Some trades are like that. That's not the only way I trade, I should say. Sometimes when it's going a short squeeze, so I'll show you. I'll freaking show you. Okay, short squeeze strategy is different. I'm not afraid to show you guys. Let me pull this up. You'll see. Look at all these freaking arrows. I was on here with finger on the trigger, catching some tops. Got stopped out of one. Well, I didn't get. I cut my losses. Re-entered. Cut my losses. Got in here. Boom. Came out. One here. Boom, caught up here, didn't like it, got out, boom, came in here. These are two big ones, caught the tippy top. This is the 1 minute chart. You know what I'm saying? So to me, like, the trade wasn't over yet. I knew I was going to catch the top. This is at 10.4. This is when Bitcoin was hitting its all-time high. So this is what happened in real time, right? This is what happened. Bitcoin, so Moondeg was doing a little squeeze before Bitcoin did its squeeze. So it was coming down right here. So this is at 1914, right? Because 1914, you see, is here. It's here. So Bitcoin, what happened was, and I called this out in the profit circle, Bitcoin had just started this run. 1914 is like here, okay? While this was coming down. And I was like, what the heck? And so you could see, I got out literally right at the bottom. And I didn't wait for my strategy usually wait for the 5-minute or 10-minute red dot, or green dot in this case, so I'm shorting. But I seen Bitcoin. I was like, Bitcoin's making a move right now. And I saw this momentum starting to slow down. And as soon as I got one green candle on the 1 minute, I said, give me my money. And that was a pretty big win. You know what I'm saying? I had like this and this, and boom. So then I sat there and watched it because I have a large amount of money. This doesn't seem like a big move, but like every one of these ticks is, you know, I got hundreds of dollars on the line here. I mean, or thousands of dollars on the line, but hundreds of dollars in a candle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I got to take the green. So I tried to get back in here too early. I was trying to play this right here, but what happened was Bitcoin was going to the moon. I didn't realize that. I got in, got out, and then when Bitcoin slowed down, I knew that this was going to be relatively bearish versus Bitcoin. See, that's the key. Versus Bitcoin, this was going to be relatively bearish. And it turned out I was right, which is why I was able to catch that top ticker. I mean, the top tick, that one, this top candle, and then bring it all the way back down again, right? Because so then Bitcoin continued to make another high. What time is this? This was 21:47, and this is 19. Yeah, this is 19. So Bitcoin, yeah. So this is what happened. Bitcoin made another high, but Moondeg did not. You see what I'm saying? So this is why I have two screens open. I got Bitcoin as my bellwether on the left, and I got Moondeg on the right. So what happened was, I'm trading this in and out, in and out. I'm trying to catch the top. I caught the top here. I was like, oh man, I took my profit here. Where the hell? I took my profit like straight down. It came so quick. Remember, this is kind of a lot of money because this is 150,000 units of it. So that's 24,000 just of that. Give me my money. I went in a little too early. One more. I shouldn't have. I only wanted to get out of one of them. I ended up getting out of both. I got back in them. Didn't like it. ended up going back in here. This was one more entry, exit, went back in here, and that's the one I rode. This one, I rode it all the way back down. So I was still awake. I was watching, but the point is, see how Bitcoin made one more pump like this? Moondeg was showing me bearishness. It never did that. If it had, I would have cut my losses and gotten out and then re-entered. So my point is the trade wasn't over yet. I was waiting to catch this top. I was determined to catch this top. I knew that Moondeg was bearish versus Bitcoin. And I knew that because it had already made its move down. It made this move down when Bitcoin was just starting to go up. And it was lagging. Because a coin like Moondeg, if it wants to be bullish, boy, this shit have shot through the roof. You know, it would have been out. It would have been gone. Because Moondeg, I'll show you over here. Like Moondeg will squeeze the hell out of you. Okay, this is like ridiculous. This coin is ridiculous. This is Moondeg. Okay, you know what I mean? Or even this one here. You know, September 8th. So like Moondeg will shoot the hell out of and so if it doesn't do that, right? If it didn't do that, you see what I'm saying? I was like, okay, it ain't gonna do that. It's already shown me bearishness when Bitcoin was showing me bullishness. And back to Breakout Prop. So to me, like the trade wasn't over yet. I didn't have to draw my little widget that showed the take profit and all that other shit. I knew I was going to catch the damn top one way or another. In fact, I did catch the top. I could have kept these ones open, but the money came too quick, and I was afraid with Bitcoin going to the moon that this is not the time to take that risk. So take the profit, especially in Breakout Prop. You live to fight another day. Turns out I was right. I caught the last red arrow. I rode it all the way down, went to sleep. I had a good entry here. What time was this? This is 2032. Bitcoin had already started coming back down, I think. Did I think right? No, it didn't. Bitcoin, 2032, Bitcoin had not. But what happened was Bitcoin did this whole move again, and this didn't budge, which is what gave me the confidence. So I sat there and I watched Bitcoin make its all-time high and all that other shit. I put some trade. I was looking at other tickers at this point. I got into a whole bunch of other tickers that were hidden over here. I had limits set. I had alerts. I had a couple limits. I had alerts. The dotted lines are alerts. I had alerts on Peanut, Ethereum Classic, Flocky, Shiba Inu. Oh, the lucky one. I got AVAX. Woo-wee. Check this out. I'll show it up here, actually. AVAX. I caught the top of AVAX. I mean, I'm talking the exact top of AVAX. Let me pull it up here real quick. Look at that. This is the 1 minute chart, all right? This is the 1 minute chart. I literally caught the top of the 1 minute chart on AVAX, okay? And it came all the way down. I took profit on that this morning. So AVAX here, it was this right here. Now that's kind of lucky. I'm not going to lie. Because this is actually like the most bearish ticker, is my favorite ticker to short at least. And it turned out to be. It had been showing me weakness over here. So one of these, and then it gave one more push. This wick right here, right to the weekend line, which is the CME weekend line. Boom, triggered. Brrr. Woke up, took that profit. That felt nice. So, you know, every once in a while you got to get lucky. You shoot enough times on goal. So one of them's going to go in. And booyah, I got out here. Oh, Breakout Prop. I got out here. So, boom, I caught the top right here. And you can see the green candle right here. Boom. So, like I said, when I got out of this morning, I wasn't mad. I went to the grocery store. I wasn't mad. I wouldn't be mad again until 10:40. And where I would have been green again. So, that's okay. Because I wasn't sure if Bitcoin was going to give me a second pump this morning. Better safe than sorry. So, that's basically my trades. And the last thing is this. Bitcoin proved to be stronger than Ethereum. The flipping ain't going to happen. I don't think anybody believes in that garbage anymore. Ethereum's toast. And that's that. So really, all I got to say to you is you guys, if you have any tickers that you want me to look up for you, I think that's about it for the day, man. It's been an hour. Appreciate y'all rocking with me this whole hour. This is my 50th live stream. So everybody's been rocking with your boy Cassius Cuvée. Appreciate you. Shout out to the Profit Circle, man. Everybody's a contributor. If you guys have any trade setups, call them out. Even if you didn't jump through the hoops to become a verified wave maker, you can still put it in general chat. And the general chat is where anybody can post anything, right? So just come on in. Post whatever you want in the general chat. You know, right in here. Whatever trade setups you see, whatever you're looking at. Someone asked questions. Someone was asking questions about Breakout Prop. I was helping them out. King Jackpot. Shout out King Jackpot. came here and asked some questions. He said he forgot. This is a good point, too. I think I called out in the video I was just mentioning earlier, the 3 keys to pass eval. I think I just made it as like a bonus point. Before you purchase the eval, on that same screen on the left-hand side, you can click a thing that says you get to save 10% on the back end. So in Breakout Prop, after you pass the evaluation and you're funded trader, and then you withdraw your money every day, the way Breakout Prop makes money is that they take 20% of your winnings. So if you withdraw $1,000, then they're going to take 200 and you keep 800. If you withdraw $10,000, they're going to take 2,000, you take 8,000. If you check this box on the front end, they only take 10% instead of 20%. It costs you an extra 10% on the front end, but you're paying 10% of $9.99, which is, $100, as opposed to that would be $1,000 on the back end, or even more, right? It's eternally and forever, right? So for me, I always would check that, and that's what this guy was asking King Jackpot. He's like, oh, I forgot to do the 90-10 split. Can you change it afterwards? As far as I know, you cannot. Now, the other thing I want to call out is they got pretty good customer service at Breakout Prop, so feel free to always ask them. Usually the bot, the chat bot, they got ChatGPT or whatever, is usually pretty good at answering any questions too, easy ones like that. But if you say speak to a person, for me, in my experience at least, they would come on within minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes tops. I have people immediately there. So they're pretty good. They've always been helpful to me personally. So I wouldn't hesitate. Let me put it that way. If you got a question and you're not sure, you can ask me in the general chat. But if I don't see it right away, just in the meantime, and you access it not from the trading terminal, but from your dashboard, you'll see it in the bottom right-hand corner. So yeah, he was asking if there's a way to do that. I said I don't think so, but just to double check, do it with the chat. You feel me? With the Breakout Prop chat. So shout out to everybody who's in the Profit Circle who joined the show today. That's pretty much all I got for you today. Take a request. Anybody else got any tickers you want me to do TA on? I will look them up for you right now. Oh, and shout out my boy Miggy. He had a challenge on Twitter where he said every day he's going to wear a crypto shirt. And the funny thing is, this is like my accidental. I got this Killer Whales from Hello Labs Killer Whales shirt on. I got an Axon Dow jacket on. I'm like, man, all my clothes be crypto nowadays too, and not even trying. So had my Algorand hoodie on the other day. So it's like the crypto swag, man. In real life, when you go out to a lot of places, you're gonna see it. And shout out everybody who went to Singapore. I didn't make it down to Singapore, but I'm gonna see y'all in Art Basel. Shout out my man Loudmouth. I got a surprise you guys in Miami. We're gonna do something right there. Riley, what's going on, man? So how low is Aster going? Aster is gonna get delisted. Let's take a look at Aster. So okay, here's the thing, guys. It's hard to do TA on tickers that are brand new. Like let's just keep it real, right? Oh, Big 50, right on, Cleese. Appreciate it, man. So things that are brand new, it's just hard, right? Look at our history. We got nothing, right? All we had was hype out the gate. CZZ is this and CZ. And by the way, I gotta say this to my crypto brethren out there. This notion that CZ is one of us because he likes Bitcoin, he runs a centralized exchange that every single person I've ever met who got their wallet hacked and drained they can follow it on chain directly to get laundered through Binance. So I don't know what the hell y'all acting like he's like some good guy and he's a crypto hero. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm sorry, I'm getting on my high horse on this one real quick. CZ is not your friend. He's never been on your side. He runs a centralized exchange that is more crooked than your average mid-level bank. They launder more money than an average mid-level bank. I can promise you that. Maybe not more than JP Morgan, but like your regional bank, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a worldwide money launderer. That's what Binance has been this whole entire time. Ask anybody you know who ever had their money drained out of their wallet where they traced it back to, and it almost always leads to Binance International. So this idea that CZ wouldn't rug us, fuck out of here, bro. How long you been in crypto for? CZ doesn't give a fuck about you. Okay? So I'm gonna just keep it right there. So Aster, just because CZ is behind it, bruh, come on, man. That don't mean a damn thing. So I shorted it here at this line, and check this shit out. I was sitting pretty right here and bragging and shit, talking shit. Look where I got scam wicked, right here. And this is my own fault. And I'll tell you why it's my own fault. I got scam wicked right here. And you say, well, why the hell you get scam wicked there? Well, because, foolishly perhaps, I had put my my stop loss into take. I usually just do this color for my stop loss. So I had moved this like here or some shit, probably above this wick or something like that. And this is right when all this hype was happening in the weekend, and I got stopped, and look how quickly it came back down again. Whereas if I had just honored my original stop loss, wherever it was, here or something here, wherever the hell it was, I would have still been in this trade. And I caught all this. But you never know. So the thing about a coin like this, too, is you never know, right? I heard a lot of hype coming into the weekend from the community, and I was like, ruh-roh. That's why I wasn't really tripping. I was like, this thing might fucking take off. You know what I mean? This could catch a second wind and go like this. We have seen it happen before. There's no like reason for me to believe that this is going to go down or up. I don't really know. I just know that CZ's not going to pump your bags. That's all I know for sure. So basically, I'm like, I'm playing it safe because just in case, I'm not trying to lose money on this thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of a spike trade, to be honest with you. It's all it really was a spike trade. I got in like right here on this downstroke, this third one. It was one of these second or third one here, and then I was sitting pretty, and whoop, and that's crypto for you. And that's why I say as a short-term trader, I should have taken, coulda, woulda, shoulda taken profits down here. But it was a spike trade, and someone asked me on Twitter how long I'm going to hold it, and I said until it gets delisted. So that's what happens in spike trades, you feel me? But I could have, if I had just kept my stop loss at like a reasonable level, I would still be in it. But that's all right. No big deal. This is not really tripping off spike trade. Same thing happened to me with Pump, actually. Pump, I was spike trading Pump too because I think that meme coins ruined our alt season. So Pump, I was going to spike trade short that till delisting in the bear market, but it got me on that one on the same exact same shit. This same Pump right here on whatever Pump is. Let's see if I can find Pump. Same freaking thing. You can't really say for sure is the moral to the story of where these are going to go. They're fully community driven. Keep your finger on the pulse of Twitter and looking at price action at the same time. But I also was right. I mean, you got 7 days, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was on the 8th day, it was enough's enough. And then even CZ came out and was like, oh, take a break from Binance, take a break from Aster. Touch grass or something. I was like, it's over. Yeah, Pump got me right here. Same deal. I could have had a stop loss higher, but I had it in profit. And it got me right here. So whatever, bro. No big deal. Okay, any other ones? Let's see here. He's in an ETH short right now. What do you think where I should put my take profit? ETH short. Okay, let's take a look at Ethereum. Always good to take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum is a hell of a story this cycle for Ethereum, though, because Ethereum was lagging. And then here decided to go boom and outperform. And then it went back to lagging again. It went to here and then boom. So, tomorrow's a big day, you guys. And matter of fact, I didn't really talk about this enough. So listen, crypto, I've been saying it all cycle, it follows the NASDAQ, okay? Bitcoin follows the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ decided to have the intraday dump. I mentioned that earlier in the show. And that's what slapped. Bitcoin was on its way to all-time high and got smacked in the face. That's why I'm like, okay, well, Bitcoin then now, while the cat's away, the mice will play. And Bitcoin pumps to all-time high on a Saturday night. It's like, bro, who's even trading this right now? You know what I'm saying? To me, it definitely could be a scam wick like this here on Ethereum or something, So I say that to say this, Ethereum's following the same, it's following them too. Ethereum's no longer leading, it's following again. And so, you look at these big-ass wicks, it's not a good sign. Wicks like this are a sign of a top, not a bottom, okay? Also, you switched to your Heikinashi too. I forgot about that. Daily, we're still kind of bullish. I mean, on the Heikinashi. Heikinashi, it's an average, and it shows trends, I mean, clearly we see stuff slowing down. You can look down here, market cipher B, in the 8 hour. 8 hours where I like to start my, if I had a cycle, mini cycles, weekly cycle type of deal, I'm looking at usually the 8 hour dots. Things don't turn on a dime on an 8 hour dot, but it's when things slow down, you usually get a retrace, and that's kind of looking like exactly what happened here, actually, right? We got the 8 hour dot, boom. We got the retrace for the all-time high, boom. We get a second one, boom. That's called a bearish divergence, where price is going up and the momentum's coming down, and usually that leads to a dip. Okay, so he's in a short. You're in a good short. Price target. So here's the thing. I don't like giving price predictions. So the short answer to your question is wait until the momentum stops, right? So what I'll be looking at here is I'll be looking at down here. Where is this going to stop? That's what I would be looking at. When that stops, because I don't know, maybe that's only going to go to here. Maybe this goes like this, right? Or maybe this goes like this, and you had a price target, this white line, and then you're like, ruh-roh, and it ends up like here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't like giving price predictions, because I go by momentum. I'm an oscillator trader. I have no problem telling you that. I'm looking at this more than this. The problem with that is it requires you to be watching it. So this is what you can do, right? So one trick that you can do is you have multiple take profits, right? So you have a short position, just ballparking it, right? and what you do is you have a take profit. Maybe we'll just call it maybe this white line is your TP1 and this white line is your TP2, and let's say this was TP3 was this bottom wick here. We'll say like if you're going for the home run, or it'd be right like here, right? So something like that, maybe right down here at this swing wick low, you want to take profit here, because it's like, and this is, when is this, September 25th? You know what I mean? If you think we had a top, you could do that, so that way you feel safe that you're locking in some profit on the way down, like instead of all or nothing. You know what I mean? If you couldn't sit here and watch this, you know what I mean? So you could do stuff like that. Maybe your take profit's not here, maybe it's higher, but that's one approach, if you will, strategically on how to exit. So, one more thing too. So for all the people who think that, we got 8 weeks, Q4 is when crypto goes to the moon. We got 8 weeks to make your generational wealth or whatever, which I just don't think we're going to get a real alt season this year, but hopefully I'm going to be proven wrong here. I'm still sitting on my alt long-term bags like the rest of you. I don't know about that, but even if it's true, this is the point. Even if it's true that we have 8 weeks to make all this money because everything's going to the moon, you got to understand that means you have to dollar cost average out during those 8 weeks. Okay. It doesn't mean like hope on week number 8, I'm going to take all my profit. Everyone's going to do that, right? That's not a good, it's kind of like saying the end is nigh, right? The end is going to happen no matter what. We are at the end of the line. We are closer to the end than the beginning, right? So even Tom Crown, this is months ago, and I wrote this on my chart so that way I would remember it. I couldn't forget it. I asked him on Twitter, because according to his long-term cycle, let me pull it up here. Right here. See, I wrote it sideways here. Bull run ends 150 days from July 2nd per Tom Crown, because it was July 2nd, or from whenever he said it. Said from July 2nd, it was 150 days is when the bull run ends. So what does that mean, right? The bull run ends, and I don't necessarily know that he's right, but I'm just saying, does that mean, okay, we all got to take our profit, because then, whoop, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to take our profit right here, all of it. I'm just saying, like, you'd be DCAing out of it along the way. And that's kind of like, and that's even if you believe that thesis, there ain't much room to go here. You know what I mean? If that's the bullish case scenario is 8 weeks, well, shit, it's almost over. You might start getting your shorts ready, right? I could just wait 8 weeks and then just short the freaking top, right? But I do got to say this, okay? As you know, I like to short, and I'm a giga shorter and all that stuff, but there are pros and cons to it. There's a great argument to be made that says it's better to go long than to short. My mentor originally taught me how to trade, and this guy's a multi-millionaire. I've been trading since the late 90s. He's like, I've never shorted a stock in my life. This is when we were trading stocks. And so I wasn't shorting them either because I was trading with him. But like, shorting is a short-term thing. You got to take your profit shorting, and I can easily explain to you why. On the way up, you can get unlimited money on the way up, right? You can get a 2x, you can get, that's 100%, then a 3x is 200%, and a 4x is 300%. So you can start doubling your money all the way up. But on the way down, unless you're like using leverage or whatever, but on your way down, if it was a 1-to-1, the most you can ever make is 100%. So like, if I started shorting here, and it comes all the way down to nothing, like the most I could ever come down is 99% or whatever, right? But if I'm wrong and it goes up higher and I short starting here, it still can only make 99%. If it goes even higher and I come down, it can still only make 99%. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you can't, unless you really, really, really think it's a giga short on some stupid shitcoin or some, one of these stupid ass meme coins that really will go to zero, because even good projects have gone to zero since last cycle. You almost don't want to hold them forever. You're going to have to take profit at some point. So the way you can always do it is to DCA out on the way down, and then you have a moon bag on the way down. And again, this is kind of crypto only type of deal, because usually most stocks, there's plenty of shit stocks too, but crypto is the one where there's so many coins that we know they're not going to survive till next cycle. They're not going to survive the bear market. But you got to take profit on the way down. I like taking short-term profit, especially like in Breakout Prop, because, you just live to fight another day. We're just trading, And then when the bear market comes, that's when you DCA into high conviction. Remember, there's only 8 coins that outperform Bitcoin. So you DCA into Bitcoin, and or me personally, I'm going to be going back to the S&P 500 in the NASDAQ because clearly they're the most rigged markets of all time, and they're going to go up forever. And by the way, I'm not just a trader who says that, like, the market makers are out to get it. No, it's rigged. And the reason it's rigged is because they do a rebalance every quarter where they put in the tickers that they want. And the real riggery is because all of the working class puts their money into 401ks, like they're working, so that money goes into these funds that then get invested into the stock market. So that's where they always have inflows, which is why they always go up over time. They have a few traders that take advantage of taking some profit down here, but mostly it just goes up over time because there's an infinite amount of inflow. That doesn't exist in crypto. So that's why everybody's so bullish, because they have crypto ETFs, but that isn't necessarily the people who make ETFs. They make money going and coming. They don't really care. They make their money off the fees. Just because they make an ETF doesn't mean Solana's going up forever. You get what I'm saying? So, maybe a Bitcoin ETF, but like after that, it's kind of like, the rest of the coins, they're gonna go down too, just because the ETF doesn't mean it's gonna save their asses. We like to think it will give a chance to have TradFi put money in, but just because whatever altcoin has an ETF doesn't mean that some fund is all of a sudden going to put their money into it. As a matter of fact, when the bear market comes, what do you think they're going to dump first? They're dumping crypto, bro. Like, crypto's going to, trust me, first moment they get spooked, they're dumping that shit to raise capital. They're not going to go down with a sinking ship. TradFi is not going down with crypto in the bear market. I promise you that. Larry Fink is not coming to save your ass. I promise you that. I promise you that. So, you gotta learn to trade in both directions. If you want to DCA into Bitcoin, you'll be fine long term. But anything else, suspect. Anything else is suspect. You feel me? All right, is anything else on here? Okay, yeah, he says, I still hate ETH. Yeah, I second that. Solana taking retail cake with their phones and Solana-themed ledger wallet skins. Other merch, Solana going with the market. Yeah, no, Solana's been the best at marketing. Yeah, absolutely. That's what they're good at. It's just that long term, the tokenomics suck. So you're going to lose all your money if you try to hold them long term. And trust me, the ruggers, the people who are professional Solana traders and ruggers and Mev and all the ones with the sandwich attacks and all the shit that, like, to them, scamming is a feature, not a bug. Literally, the founders were on stage talking about how Solana's going to make all this money because of Mev. Well, Mev is stealing. It's MEV. It's illegal in the European Union. So like they know it's a scam. That's how they make money. Trust me, they know the tokenomics of Solana and that all that inflation is gonna crush it long term. So pulling through a bear market makes no sense. And I think that's going to be kind of like the thing that kind of really pushes the contagion when we have the bear market. But as of now, we ain't got no bear market. Bitcoin hit all-time high last night. So, will Bitcoin, let's check the poll. Let's check the poll before we get off here. Will Bitcoin, we got 55% says yes, almost 50-50. That's not even, we're going to end this poll. 55% said yes, that Bitcoin will see 130,000 this week. Oh, that's about half. I don't know, man. I hate this weekend shit. You don't know if this pump is real or fake. You just don't know. And as a betting man, I bet that this drop was going to happen. I took my profit roughly here, and now I'm waiting to see. You know what I mean? Same with Total 3. It got rejected. I'm waiting to see. I reserved the right to wait. We're going to see what happens here. So at 3 o'clock my time, the CME opens for the NASDAQ. So this one here, NQ1 exclamation point, is going to give us a clue on what's happened with the NASDAQ. When it opens, so this is Friday, I should say, ends at 1400, 1500 ends. It'll open at 3 o'clock my time. And then the Bitcoin day will end at 5 o'clock my time. Sometimes you see volatility right at the close of the day of the week. You know what I mean? Bitcoin it'll be closing the month at least too, as far as last month, if of the 4 weeks, I should say, of the month, right? So this is today's a big day actually for crypto. Crypto ends on a Sunday, right? Crypto's first day of the week is a Monday. So everything is riding on tomorrow. A person like me, it's probably wise not to gamble on it. I like to throw a little something. I can't help it. I love a game like Mitch. But like, basically, I wouldn't bet the farm in either direction right now. It would have been nice if I had kept open, say, like a Ton coin short, because I caught the freaking top up here, you know what I mean? And let a little money, I could have taken partial profits to let it ride. But it's okay, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time, when you see this sideways bullshit, I don't like this side. I don't like trading off of this. They're going to go like this and then tank, right? Or they're going to go like this and they stop everybody. So it's like, wait until whatever's going to happen happens first. And the NASDAQ will be that clue. And we really won't know until what's called like the pre-market of the NASDAQ, which is really 5 a.m. my time, is technically the I know people have after hours trading, all that shit, but like the pre-market is 5 a.m. And then at 6 a.m. really starts getting riled up, and then of course 6:30 is when the market opens. So we'll see how the Nasdaq reacts. My expectation, I put it in the profit circle, the market analysis. I said this on Friday. My guess, my hunch, if you will, is that we catch a bounce. Okay, they buy every freaking dip in the Nasdaq, so we'll be watching this for after. As soon as at 3 o'clock, we'll be watching this in Q1. My hunch is that we'll see a bounce. We either see it in the pre-market here. If we don't see it in the pre-market, we will see it when the market opens, or like at 6 o'clock, we'll start seeing it bounce, not make an all-time high for NASDAQ, and then boom, and then crypto gets wrecked. Because crypto, I promise you this, if the NASDAQ does this, Bitcoin's not going up, y'all. It's not going to happen, you know? I mean, the NASDAQ made how many all-time highs before it took Bitcoin to make an all-time high, and Ethereum still not to make an all-time high? Anyone who tells you ETH is going to 10K, I don't know how we get there other than another 10 NASDAQ all-time highs. You get what I'm saying? The NASDAQ is just crazy. But here's the other thing. What if the NASDAQ decides to take a genuine breather for a change? Do one of these, right? If the NASDAQ decides to give us... Shit, this is only 2.5 days down. Ain't even that many days. But if it does that, crypto will look like, oh my God, the world's ending. For, you know what I'm saying? For that, it look like a half a week of down, and crypto will get trashed. So to me, the risk is to the downside, but I still think that the NASDAQ will see some sort of a bounce tomorrow. I doubt the NASDAQ just comes straight down. Either do a bounce in the morning, another midday down, or we'll have a green day that doesn't make a new high, and then the next day it'll come down. That's what I think. I just don't see how the NASDAQ just opens in its tanks. Unless some kind of bad, I don't know what bad news. It seemed like the NASDAQ is bulletproof, but it would have to be some kind of bad news. So like this ticker, this candle here, and I called this out in the profit circle. It was because the pre-market was up see, the blue is after hours. This was the opening. I said, you guys, when it comes up this high after hours, especially after a day doing this, I'm like, it's gonna dump right here. And sure enough, that's what happened. And I shorted some tickers. I can't remember what tickers. I short every damn day. But like, I shorted some crypto that got over their skis and pulled the old Wile E. Coyote. And then you take your profit. So that's all I got for you today. If there's anything else, you know what I'm saying, leave it in the comments. Share this out with a friend. Please like the video. I appreciate all the love and support. You know what I'm saying? The Wile E. Coyote. Look, Cassius Cuvée, I coined the Wile E. Coyote trade. I made that up. I wrote it in my last rap. I got to give you guys another rap. I'm working on some shit. This eye surgery. Both eyes now have been done finally, so I'm recovering them. And I can't even get to the boxing gym. But I'm going to get some more raps coming. I got some bangers I want to do. I do got some bangers, you feel me? But yeah, peace everybody in the group here in the chat. Join the prop circle if you haven't already. The Discord link is right at the top of the description. I'm trying to put it right at the top so it's easy to find, because I type out the whole link, but then YouTube shortens it, and people are like, where the fuck is the Discord link? It's the one that says, it just says Discord. I wrote on there, join the group, but that's how you get to the profit circle, and we could talk 7 days a week. So, all right, y'all, that's it. This is the Come Up with your boy Cassius Cuvée on a Sunday fun day. Let's get it, y'all. Bitcoin all-time high. We got to celebrate that. Those who've been rocking with it for years know what the real is. Peace, y'all.